Hey everybody, Ron Baldwin here. Welcome to our weekly locker room call. Looking forward to seeing who will be joining us tonight. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. So excited to share some thoughts with you. We're going to have a great fireside chat tonight. Our first caller tonight is Bonnie. Bonnie Hoffman, welcome to the call. Welcome to the locker room. Hey, Jeanette, glad to have you. So excited. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. I thought about not having a call, and then I thought, you know what? Man, usually by the end of the day, everybody's kind of just kicking back anyway. Hey, Ren, what's going on? Hey, Shauna, welcome. Merry Christmas, y'all. My glasses are fogging up. It's going to be hot, I guess. Hey, Billy, welcome. Jim Pond, welcome, brother. Lemon Maisie, welcome. Hey, Lynn, glad to have y'all. Hey, let us know as you're coming on. Let us know where you're coming at us from. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hey, Jerry, welcome. Glad to have you. Jennifer, glad to have you. Hit that share button, folks. Welcome, Billy. Carrie Pond, welcome. Jim's better half. Hey, Jennifer, glad to have you from Utah. Living life wise in Utah. Dr. Tina Warren, welcome. Glad to have you. Yes, we've got Indiana. We've got Oklahoma. Hey, Sam, what's going on, brother? Sam's in crush mode. He's killing it. Hey, Jim, glad to have you, brother. North Carolina, Lynn, thank you. Welcome. Mark Kelly, Merry Christmas to you, brother. Dr. Christopher Clem, welcome, brother. Glad to have you. Man, the pressure's on. We got the man on the call tonight. Hey, Becca, welcome. Got us some Minnesota. So glad. Hey, east to west, north to south. This is fantastic. I see the Arkansas. I see the Missouri. I see the Florida. I see the North and South Carolina. There's Greg. What's up, brother? Merry Christmas. Hey, we're going to get started in about 1 minute, folks. I know a lot of people's with their families tonight, but I also know I got a message for you, and I thought I would share it. There's Cousin Tim, everybody's cousin. Hey, when you guys call up to corporate office and Mike answers, say, hey, cuz. Mike has always been everybody's cousin. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Kay, welcome. 20 more seconds and we're going to get started, folks. Yeah, white shirts. That's right, Dr. Tina. They finally came in. 3 months we've been waiting on these. We were supposed to have black and white. Only the white showed up. They doubled up on the white. Anyway, you can call Mike and Melinda, folks. $22. That includes shipping and tax. $22 long sleeve. And they got the tree. They're double-sided. Got LifeWise on the front, the tree, and LifeWise on the back. Hey, Shauna, welcome. Sherry, welcome. Yeah, and long sleeve. Pretty cool. All right, guys. So you know what? I was actually talking with a couple folks this week and was sharing a little bit about my background and you know, maybe some of you on this call, maybe you don't know, but I think we can have us a little fireside chat because I think that there's someone that really needs to hear this. And so anyway, the year was 1987. I'd been out of the military. I proudly served, got out, came home to our small town in Cave City, Arkansas. I had been a cop in the Army, and I wanted to be our hometown cop. And there was only one of them in our little Cave City, Arkansas. And he said, hey, I'm not retiring anytime soon. And my Uncle Bill was a captain at the Ontario Police Department. So I was able to get my foot in the door in law enforcement, but I had to move across the desert, loaded up my old square body pickup truck, hit the road, and off we went to California. Moved to San Bernardino. My sweet grandma was kind enough to realize that I had no credit and I had very little to almost no money and needed a place to live. And so she was kind enough to allow me to make payments on her 1959 avocado green single wide trailer with squeaky floors and a leaky roof and a swamp cooler. And another family member was kind enough to help us out with some transportation. We had an old orange Datsun pickup. The old square body died. At least it made it to California. And there we sat. And space number 46, okay? From a factory in Arkansas, because when I couldn't be a cop, I was working in a jack factory, you know, working on a press, didn't mind hard work, still don't mind hard work. But I think it's important for you to realize that God has got such big plans for you. And he had big plans for me as well. And plans for me wasn't to stay in that jack factory. And plans were not to stay in that single wide trailer, though I was grateful for my job and grateful for the roof over my head. So by no means am I saying I was not grateful, because I was. But I want y'all to know something. When I got to California, I immediately got involved in my first network marketing opportunity. It was called the Wax Shop. The year was 1987, and one of Cousin's friends, Bart Yoder, was door-to-door in wax. Okay, that's how we did it back in those days. When you got in, you bought a kit. It was filled with wax, and we would shine up somebody's hood and then say, if you want the rest of your car to look like the hood, then you got to buy the bottle. And it was literally straight up door-to-door, and you're trying to sign people up on your team to go out and sell wax. Okay, so I was working as a security guard, working for the Ontario Police Department, detailing cars and selling wax in a network marketing opportunity. Did that for some time. And then in 1989, I got involved in another home-based business called Family Record Plan, FRP. And had a gentleman that helped me out, got me to think outside the box. I got out of law enforcement, and I thought, because of him, that maybe I should get involved in sales. Now, I didn't know jack. I was doing the best I could do, and was always able to feed my family, but never really had great success, just living in my little single-wide trailer. And recently, we got to spend some time with our cousins that we rented out the porch of our single-wide trailer to Chris and Michelle Scott. Love those guys. But there was your CEO before he was your CEO. I was living in a small single-wide trailer, renting out part of the small single-wide trailer, living hand-to-mouth, trading hours for dollars, working as hard as I could. I had a dream. I wanted to win. Next thing you know, 1988, we've got twin daughters. Had 2 more reasons for wanting to be a good provider, but I found myself busy and broke. How many of you know somebody that's busy and broke? Why don't you put busy and broke in the comments, just for giggles. How many of you know somebody that's busy and broke? You know what? Being busy and broke long term doesn't look good on you, okay? Some people insist on it for their whole life, but not you. But anyway, I was with that company for a while. I guess we did okay, but, just had a roof over our head, and we just fed ourselves, okay? In 1994, I had gotten a call from my chiropractor, and he invited me to hear about an opportunity that he was very passionate about. I felt honored because I always looked up to him. He was a doctor, for goodness sakes. And anyway, he asked me a question that I had never been asked before in my life. Now, I came from a loving family. Came from people that loved the Lord, went to church, had a beautiful family, beautiful friends, lived a good life, but I never had someone ask me this question that changed my life for the rest of my life. And that question I ask you right now, and I'd like you to put it into the comments. What is your dream? What is your dream? What's your dream? Man, when he asked me that question, I thought, man, have I got dreams. And he said, Rob, I want you to go home and I want you to write down 100 dreams. And I can remember that seemed like so much. And I remember calling him, and I think I was stuck at like 7. Okay? Seems like it'd be real easy, but it wasn't. And so anyway, he said, well, if you hit the lottery, I'll tell you, that's what opens up the door. He goes, if you hit the lottery, where would you live? Would it be the same place? No, it would be a different place. He goes, well, what would it be? I said, it'd be a big old hunking house where all my kids could have their own bedrooms. He goes, what would you drive? I said, man, we'd have a new Suburban. You know, we'd have a 3-row, we'd have a big old Suburban. And anyway, folks, I've lived sandwiched in between 2 railroad tracks, and I have lived in safe, beautiful homes. And I'm just going to tell you, when people will tell you that money doesn't make you happy, they're a liar. Because the fact of the matter is this: when you can pay your bills, it makes you happy. When you can afford to take your kids on a trip to Disneyland or Disney World, it makes you happy. When your daughter needs braces and you can afford to buy them those braces, it makes you happy. When someone's struggling with a vehicle and you're able to help them to maybe get one fixed up or maybe even get them one, that money's going to make you happy. When someone's down on their luck and you're able to bless them and be a funder, it's going to make you happy. When you pay off your home, that money is going to make you happy. When you're debt free, that money is going to make you happy. Now listen to me when I tell you this. Money can make you happy, but it'll never make you as happy as knowing Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. You know, today we celebrate His birthday. It's just a celebration. Doesn't even matter what day. Some people say, oh, it's not. He wasn't really born on December 25th. I go, you're missing the whole point, you little stickler, you. It's to celebrate your Savior. Look at how He came into this world, you know, in a manger, in a place that was filled and intended to be for animals. But there was no place for the King of Kings. Humble beginnings. Folks, humility should always be there, even when your income rises. But listen, folks, mentorship showed up in my life 7 years after I started my journey in home-based business. Some call it direct sales, some call it network marketing, whatever you choose to call it, your side hustle, your business, your intro to you incorporated, your company, your business. 7 years into it, mentorship showed up. Essentially, a mini lead academy showed up in my life. Some men and some couples showed up in my life. Dream builders started to be all around me. As I changed the way I thought, as I changed and was challenged to change my confession, everything around me elevated. My life elevated. My income elevated. As my outlook elevated, so did everything else in my life. I went from being a veteran, getting out and working at Jack Factory, to not that many years after mentorship showed up, working my way into becoming vice president of not one but 3 different medical equipment companies. And then went on to become a black diamond 3 times, 3 different companies. Earn enough income to be able to have the mother of my children be able to be there to raise all 5 of our kids. Folks, listen. Had there not been a mentor that led me to leadership training, mindset washing, then I might still have the single wide mentality. I might still have the Jack Factory thinking. There's nothing wrong with those, and I'm not putting it down, but listen to me. What if you stayed at that first job? What if you didn't move on? What if no one came into your life? The point of me sharing all of this to you is this. Nothing in my life would have changed had I not changed my environment. I started hanging out with people that were faith-filled, people that were passionate, people that were purposeful, people that valued health, people that valued personal responsibility, people that were okay with hard work and good planning, ending you up into a place of higher elevation and not feeling bad about it, not saying dumb things like, well, money don't make you happy. I remember asking my mentor, what do you say to that? All my buddies are saying money don't make you happy. And then all of a sudden, we got to talking about it, and the answer popped up. Well, and neither does poverty. What is your point? Anytime somebody tells you money doesn't make you happy, well, neither does poverty. What's your point? So listen, folks. Most people get stuck at a place where it is comfortable, but not where they're supposed to be. Okay? It's usually better than where they were, but they stop way too soon in the journey. The personal development, they step out of that room of self-improvement. You're supposed to go into the room of self-improvement, turn and lock the key, and never come out. Every day, greater strides at becoming the greater person God designed you to be. You know, you're one of the king's kids. You got to act like it, think like it, be like it, acknowledge it. Why in the world would you ever woe is me when you're one of the king's kids, right? And so, anyway, I want you to, and I'm going to be drilling this into your mind for probably the rest of our lives together, that if you want to succeed in everything, you've got to have an open heart and an open mind. Nothing's going to get in there if the mind is like concrete, all set, you know, all mixed up and already set. All mixed up and already set. You got to challenge your truths and make sure that your truths are accurate. I used to think I was right about so many things, and the older I get, I realize that I wasn't accurate about much. Folks, we got to seek truth, seek God, seek wisdom. My journey was filled with transformation, and that is why I want your journey to be filled with transformation. I believe this. The name Life Wise isn't just a nifty name. It's a name that we're all going to live up to. It's going to be a part of our legacy. Life Wise. Someday when I go to be with the Lord, maybe there'll be a funeral, and maybe there'll be some people there that said, I lived life wiser, because that man right there put me in front of Dr. Clem. That man put me in front of the wisest formulator the industry ever seen, Dr. Tracy Gibbs. That man cared more about me developing and being the wisest, best husband, father, friend, uncle, nephew, cousin. He cared way more about those things than he did us just moving products. But oh, the products. How incredible is it to be with a company where there's so much science behind it? Folks, do you realize, have you stopped to think about exactly what God has done, what your journey is? Not everybody's got from the factory to being the CEO, but you might have from being a waitress to a doctor. You might have from being an addict to being the most well-adjusted, wise, recovered, beautiful, loving heart servant leader the world has ever seen. Everyone has got a unique, beautiful, wonderful story inside of them. And it doesn't matter if you're 18 or 108. God, if he's got you breathing, he's still got big plans and he wants to use your story. Everybody put into the comments, my story needs to be heard. My story needs to be heard. A story of gaining wisdom, a story of overcoming, a story of transformation, a story that was filled with submission and an open heart and an open mind. A a person that wanted to win God's way, the wise way, the right way. Folks, we're so about lead because we want you to win. And we know this, money's a motivator. Why is it that at Bronze there is a pool of additional income for someone that would include 4 personal folks that they have signed up to be involved in Leadership Academy? Why is that the first pool? Because that one will set you up for all the rest of them. If you will absolutely attack the Lead Academy, if you will absolutely attack and listen to it 2, 3, 4 times, Get Wiser Wednesdays. If you will be in the locker room, if you will be in the lab, if you will be in the field, if you will put yourself in a place to win, you will transform. You will take that higher ground. And everything and everyone around you, you will impact. First, you will inspire, and then you will lead, and then you will mentor, and the whole process starts over. Imagine a company where the whole foundation of it is faith-filled and wisdom-seeking. Faith-filled and wisdom-seeking and science-based. Oh my gosh. Do you realize what we've got here? I know my buddy Tim Gauthier. I know him and Diane know what it's all about. Do you know why we get so cranked up and excited for this? Because we've always longed for it. We've had bits and pieces of it throughout the decades of us being in this industry. But to be in this industry where there is no greed, to be in this industry where there's only one team and no wars between everybody thinking they're the better grand poobah. No systems warring up against the others. And folks, my goodness, you are so at the right place. A company that since day one at 7 p.m., all the prayer warriors pray every single day. God bless us and lead us to a life that is wiser. Lead us to the best science. I've always wanted to be at a company where when you're promoting your products, you want to be able to believe in your products. I've always wanted to be at a company that had a Dr. Tracy Gibbs. Okay? And when I got a taste of him in a former company, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that, man, if you could take the governor off that guy and let that guy go flat out, full throttle, that was the guy. Do you realize how blessed you are to be with the company where the formulator gets to do whatever he wants, no matter what it costs? And yes, I know from time to time we might be like, oh my gosh, prices went up this, that, and the other. And it's just like, well, do you want me to keep letting him put the best ingredients in the world, backed by the best science in the world, backed by the best compensation plan in the world? You know, prices could be a little less if we didn't pay on every single product. Do you realize that most companies have what's called breakage? And do you realize that they get to wiggle out of not paying a dime on most products? Do you realize that in most companies, the big side, they put you in this 2-tier deal? And I met a woman one time. Oh, sad story. She had 1 million people in her downline. She was taught to put 20 people on the left and 20 people on the right. Okay? And normally, if you put 4 people in, you're going to end up with about 40 people in. You're going to end up with about 8 of them doing something. And usually 3 major teams will appear that'll really rock the thing out. It's just the numbers. It's just what it is. I don't know why everybody won't do this. But listen, so she did that. Textbook. Pro woman. Great woman. Unbelievable woman. And then watch this. She did catch 3 amazing teams. Okay? But they were all on one side. Who knew? So she got paid on the lesser of the 2 sides. Okay? 1 million people down what's called the power leg. And all the people that were on the other side fizzled out and did nothing. And you know what the company told her? Go do it again on the other side. She's like, I've brought you 1 million people. They're mine. It's my people's. I have 3 diamond legs, backed by diamond, backed by diamond, backed by diamond. But they were all on one side. And she never earned anything from any of her 1 million person team that was hers because of the breakage of a binary. Folks, do you realize that at LifeWise, we pay the $5 for every order level 1, no matter how wide it is. We pay the $3 per product commission on all of their people, no matter how wide it ever gets. On your level 3, we pay the $2 on that 3rd level on every single order, no matter how wide it gets. We pay the $2, the $1, the $1, the $1, the $1, the $1, and then now the 25 cent, 25 cent, 25 cent, 25 cent, 25 cent. I mean, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity. This has never been done before. You have an opportunity to get one person. And maybe they tell a person who tells a person, and then somebody like a Valerie Samu shows up and signs up 50, 60, 80, 100. I don't know what her goals are. All I know is that she loves to include everybody because she's got a giant heart and she can't imagine her friends and family missing out on this because she gets it. But imagine you catch a Valerie and next thing you know you're 60, 80, 100 wide and all of a sudden the thing's going to drop down into tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and one day even possibly 1 million people. But with our company, you're never going to be told, go do it again. Go find another Valerie on the other side. No. Do you understand that I've never seen this done before, folks, where there's no breakage. It's wise to be with a company where they pay out on every single product purchased. It's wise to be with a company that pays out on every single product ever purchased. And then all you need is one person who will get involved. Let's talk lead for a second. Get involved with lead to transform your life for $35 every 28 days. You have an opportunity to earn 16 levels deep from one sign up who maybe leads you to somebody that gets 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 wide. And you have unlimited income. It's the first time in my entire life where I can look someone in the eye and say, eventually one will be found somewhere underneath you. Just don't quit. Don't give up on your health. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your friends and family that just don't get it. I hope you understand this number I'm about to give you. You need to know this so that you're not offended by all the people that say no. Do you know that the average person, whether they are a pro, been at it for decades like me, or a new person that this is their first involvement in any kind of a home-based business, maybe they're a school teacher, they're doing this on the side. Do you know that most people will sign up 2 out of 10? Everybody put into the comments. Most people will sign up 2 out of 10. Do you want to know what someone who's not exercising wisdom does? They get so focused on the 8 no's that it's so painful that they can't even talk about an opportunity where the worst thing that can happen is that you finally get excellent nutrition in your life, which is phenomenal, by the way. And the best thing that can happen is that you create a residual willable income that you can leave to your children's children or to your favorite church or charity and set up a legacy. Folks, how many of you are legacy minded? But listen, 2 out of 10. And then watch this. Only 2 of 10 will stay in. You mean, Rob, if I talk to 10 people and I got 2, they may not even stay with me. Like I might have to go get more. Yeah, you just might have to go get more. You might get lucky. Maybe the first person you put in is, somebody who's drop dead serious about this. And they're going to do this for the rest of their life. And maybe you don't even know it, but you're already set for your life because they're about to blow this up in 2024 or 25 or 26. I don't know when the mentorship is going to catch up to their mouth. Oh, that's good. When the mentorship catches up to your mouth, it builds up from your toes and it comes all the way up, and then your belief comes pouring out. Your passion comes pouring out. You've hit critical mass in self-esteem, in belief. You're grabbing a hold of the authority. You can't believe you're involved with a company like this, where the chairman of the board is the Lord, and where all of its leaders have no salaries, and they're getting paid the same way you are in the field. And you can't believe the science, and you can't believe the company pays on every product, and you can't believe that it's only $35 minimum, and you can't believe that you only need 1 customer, and you can't believe the tons of science. But one day, you believe it. And it comes out all over the place. And you go and you sign up 50 people. It's doable. We've had several people do it. But then you take a look at it and you go, how come I've only got this 3 or 4 people that are drop dead serious about it like me? Because the others aren't ready yet, folks. Do you know that all 3 times I went Black Diamond, I did it with 3 to 4 teams? 3 to 4 teams turns into tens of thousands of people. 3 to 4. I don't know why you got to sign up so many people that do nothing to find a couple that'll do something, like a Christy or a Dr. Tina. I don't know. All I know is some of you have already got them in your downline and you didn't know them before this started. Because for you, they're in your 16. You could be on as little as $35. They're on your team. Some of you are earning from me because you're above me. We didn't want to come in this and be like, we're the grand poobahs put us in at the beginning. I'm your downline for some of you. Ain't it great, right? And there'll be other people that love this and do this and include lots of people. And they'll be in your downline someday. But you got to dream big. Your heart has to stay open and your mind does too. You got to change your words to change your life. You got to look up to the King and ask for favor and help and personal transformation. You got to start setting out big plans, and you got to be okay with the fact that you got to talk to 10 to get 2, and only 20% of those that say yes will stay with you. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It is completely different in this company. It's unbelievably completely different because it's the only time I've ever seen it where the retention is so high. Praise God for that. Some of you, your big breakthrough is going to come through the Lead Academy when Dr. Clem asks you to submit. Because for some of you, submit's like a F word. You fight submission with everything that you've got. When in reality, if you'd submit to wisdom, submit to God, submit to what is right, and test your right, make sure your rights are accurate, you'll start to get breakthroughs that'll come together so quick your head will spin. I told you in the beginning it was factory to a single wide. Listen, folks, 1987 broke. 1988 broke. 1989 broke. 1990 broke. 1991 broke. 1992 broke. 1993 broke. 1994 broke. 1995 kind of not broke. 1996 doing pretty good. 1997 doing really great. 1998 millionaires. What happened? An open heart and open mind showed up, and a mentor showed up, and everything I had been taught started to manifest in my language, in my walk, in my talk, in my work ethic, in my belief, in my faith. And everything changed. And it can change for you, but you have to trust. I want you all to write this down. Alignment supersedes mechanism. Don't be a stickler on how to. Get into alignment. Get into oneness. Get into unity. It's attractive when there's unity. It's very attractive to be with a highly functioning, aligned, driven, honest, purposeful team. We want to be the light to the industry and the world. Step up your belief. Step it up. Just go for it. And just take your belief and say, you know what? I'm tired of being critical. I'm just going to move in faith. I'm just going to do that too. I'm going to lead with these products. I'm going to share these products. I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to do those follow-ups. I know that 8 out of 10 ain't going to do it. And I know that 80% of those that say they will are going to haul off and do nothing. And I'm okay with putting in the numbers and ending up with 3 or 4 people who will drive this thing to Timbuktu, Walla Wazoo, and take this to be in a worldwide company that everyone knows the name LifeWise. My life's being transformed in LifeWise. We're living LifeWise in Utah. We're living LifeWise in Florida. Folks, you're the messengers. You're the founders. You're the believers. You're the early adopters. You're the team. You need to be saying to yourself all the time, these people are coming in through one of my people. These people are coming in through one of my peoples. Bronzes, silvers, golds, emeralds, diamonds, and black diamonds are coming in through me and my people. We're the early adopters. I'm going to own a worldwide business, a residual, willable, worldwide money machine. And when people tell me money don't make you happy, I'm going to be like, liar, liar, pants on fire. I've tried it both ways. I've tried it broke. I've tried putting a $10 bill where a 20 really needs to go. I know what it feels like to have that anxiousness and anxiety and frustration. And no, as for me and my team, we are going to be prosperous. We are going to be open-minded, forward-thinking, go-getting, believing, faith-filled folks, where honesty, integrity will be at the tip of the spear of everything that we do as we build this company and build our teams. 2024 is going to be epic. I want each and every one of you to be in the 3% club. The 3% of the people that are okay with the no's end up becoming the multimillionaires that live humble, happy, beautiful lives. The 3%. Everybody put in there the 3%ers. We're all going to be in the 3% club. Anyway, who wants to be a funder? How many of you have heard me say before that if you want to be able to sow resources into what you believe in and who you believe in, that you need to have extra income? We call those people funders. When the church has a need, they need a funder. When the community has a need, they need a funder. When the family has a need, they need a funder. Everybody put into the comments, I am going to be the funder. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Thanks for letting me share my story with you. Folks, I just know that there are several people on this call who are far sharper, far smarter, far more ambitious. You just needed to catch the right opportunity with the right people at the right time. And you need to believe with all of your heart that this is your time. Let's make the new year the best year of our entire lives, praying for breakthroughs and believing in what God is going to do in 2024. Next Monday, we will be talking about goals, and we're going to have a dream session and a goal session, and we're going to map out our game plan for 2024. So won't you join me next Monday? Anyway, take care. God bless. Love y'all. We'll see you next week. And of course, well, I'm not sure if Tracy's going to be there tomorrow. I know he's with his family, but I do know we will have Wednesday night, and I do know we will have Thursday night, maybe tomorrow night. Let's see. Anyway, take care. Bye, y'all.